All right, so let's start the takedown process. First thing we gotta do is stow the mosquito net. Mosquito net just gathers up and goes into the pouch on this side of the hammock. One thing I forgot to do was unclip the ridge line that keeps the bug net away from your face. Get that put away. There is a pouch inside that normally hangs in, so the next time I pull it out, that'll be in my face, but I'll use it to hook it up anyway. So that's done. Now I have to deflate. Well, first I'll unhook my pillow. I'll get that out of the way. Next is to deflate the pad. I've seen a couple different iterations. I think this newer version has a rubber flap that you can push in, and I have been able to get it to stay open when we're deflating. It was recommended, someone recommended staying in the hammock while it deflates to help push the air out. I'm going to try to do it without doing that. You see, as soon as you start to deflate it, the hammock loses all of its structure. Take out my stakes. Unzip the pocket. Now, this is the tricky part. If it's wet or you want to try to keep this thing off the ground, I could see that being a little bit of a challenge, especially if you're out in the field somewhere. So I'm going to try the ridge vent method. Hang it over the ridge vent, start to fold it up. And I think that the sleeping pad you definitely want to roll up. I don't think you want to crumple it and cinch it up that much. So I may have rolled it inside out, but let's see how easy this is. I'll unroll it or roll it up first this time to try to get more air out. Definitely getting air out of it. Squeeze it to push more air out. Hang it back up. For it to fit in the bag, it's got to be folded again. The bag is good size, so it's not like some of the stuff sacks where you have to really work hard to get it in there. So I don't think I have to be really precise with getting this folded, but we'll get it as close as we can. I'm just going to roll it up towards the nozzle end again. Try to keep it, it wants to separate when you roll it. Try to keep it together as much as possible. It's a little tricky hanging this over the ridge line. I did it at home on my table when I first got it, and it rolled up really nicely. So obviously the trick is to get all the air out, keep it compact. This isn't going to be perfect, but we'll see how much space is in the bag with this less than compact roll that I just did. Still getting air out of it. So if you're in the middle of a rainstorm or racing to get out of your camping adventure, I think we'll show that you don't have to be super precise. rolling up the pad just to get it out of there. When you're done, you kind of reach in and flip the rubber stopper back so to prevent air from going in. Snap it shut. Let's see how it goes in the bag with this less than stellar wrap-up job. Oh, it's our noon whistle. No emergencies. I do have the advantage of having a table right here. You can see that it fits. It's not as compact as it could be, so I'll redo this once we're done. All right, now that the pad is rolled up and stowed, it's time to take the hammock down. So unclip it. When I received it, the hammock was wrapped up in the package while it was attached to that clip inside. I wanted to make sure that I get the red end down on the bottom, and it just seemed easier to disconnect it. So I've got it disconnected. I'm going to zip the pocket zipper back up just to keep things compact. I tried to roll it in on itself a little bit. Got one more stake to remove. That out of the way for now. Wrap up my pillow and quilt clips. I'll get those out of the way a little bit. And then kind of fold this up on itself a little bit just to try to get it a little compact so it comes out clean the next time. Just kind of rolled it up. Grab this red tab, you pull it loose, so now the straps are loose so you have some room to move. See if I can do this one-handed. Take the clips out of the straps. And now the hammock end is free. So the red end, that's always going to be the last one you hook to the tree, starts to go into the stuffed sack first. A little awkward, you got to kind of spin the bag around to get the room where you want it. And keep things compact. And again, this is so that on a dewy morning, when you're putting camp away and the ground, either it rained the night before or the ground is a little muddy, you don't get your beautiful Amok Draumr dirty. Kind of keep working it in. Now I've got the other end, the green side. Unclip that from the tree. Now, as I said, I'm going to use the table for an advantage here. I just keep stuffing it in. Keep pushing it in there. A little awkward here, but I think the mosquito netting originally was packed up a little bit smaller than what I have it now. So now the last thing sticking out is my green tab. So the next time I want to use it, it's right there, ready to start. The metal stakes, these used to be an option. Now every Amok Draumr comes with the stakes, or the stakes, they fit down inside. I've just tried to be careful to put the ends are rounded, so I try to push those in first so I don't damage any part of the hammock. Get that first one in, get the second one in, and all that's left is to take straps off the tree, wrap those up, and set those on the top. That's the first thing you're going to set up. All right, so I've got the straps off the tree, and one thing I learned when I went to set this up the first time, if you remember, my clips that clip to the hammock were way up high on the strap. Well, you get further apart, they won't reach. So what I'm going to do is leave the clips down at the end of the strap so that I can reach them easier. Folding this up, finding the right length is a little tricky because they've got some nice Velcro clips at the end, and it helps to hold it all together. So you got to kind of get the length right so that those clips, those Velcro straps, fall in the middle. So we'll see how good I do here. Keeping things a little bit tidy when you're packing up makes life a lot easier the next time you got to use it. So setting these straps up right for the next use, I think, is really a good thing to do. I did okay there. Now my Velcro strap, which is right at the end of the whole strap, the Velcro piece comes in, locks it together, and you're good to go. I'll do the same thing for the other side. Get my tree cream tab back in, pull the cinch string tight, and this is also a compression sack, so it will shrink down a little bit. Doesn't do a lot, but it helps a little if you're trying to fill a backpack. So we successfully launched and deployed and set up the Draumr 5.0 XL. We used the full XL sleeping pad, which is super comfortable. Haven't set up the tarp yet, but I'm excited to. I've seen it in use, so I love it. One of the things with this system that I was debating myself is which size to get. They make a standard, a LW, long wide it's called, or the XL. I'm right on the cusp, or right in the range between the two. I'm just under 6 foot tall, weigh about 195 pounds, and it says, the website and some of the instructions say, if you're over 5'9" or over 5'10", you should get the XL. But there's, in the videos, it looks like there's a ton of space up at your head. So far, I'm really glad that I went with the XL. I got some recommendations from friends, and it fits great. There's a little extra space. That means I can move up and down a little bit. I don't feel like my head's crammed against the top. They also have said if you're too tall in the long wide, the bug net, you'll be closer to that little wall that we use with the stick for, and so the bug net will be closer to your face. This fits me great. I'm very happy I got the XL. Very comfortable. The cool thing, I ordered it on a Sunday. Amok uses DHL, free shipping. It left Norway on Monday, arrived in Wisconsin on Wednesday, which is phenomenal. I was able to track it. It went from Norway to Brussels to Germany, or one of the other two, then to Chicago, then to Minneapolis, then on a truck down here in 3 days total. It's unbelievable. Super happy with Amok. Got a trip planned here in 2 weeks with some friends that have them. We're gonna go on a trout fishing adventure. Maybe I'll play some videos of that adventure as well. Some more lessons learned, tips and tricks. There's a bunch of that stuff out there now. This is just a new version in 2025. Have a good day, and enjoy your Amok.